there we go, all done. Merseyside derby over for another year at Anfield, well, at least in the league. Let's see what happens in the cup, say. But yeah, Liverpool victorious once again. David Moyes' absolutely abysmal track record at Anfield continues, winless in something like 200 games. I'm not quite sure what the number was, but it's a lot. And yeah, it was as is the way seemingly with the Reds this season, bit more nervous and a bit more sickening than maybe it should have been. It looked all very, very, very straightforward and in our control, and looked like we were, as you'd expect, in a Merseyside derby, by far the better team. He just outclassing them in every way, out-battling them in every way in the first half especially. Just they didn't really lay a glove on us necessarily. We invited a little bit of pressure on late in the half, but just felt like we were far, far superior, again, as you come to expect. But yeah, didn't quite carry on like that. The goals were exquisite. The goals were right at the top draw, and again, befitting of our class and our quality and the gulf between us and them. Ryan Gravenberch on the score sheet to begin with, lovely little dink finish, finishing off the pass from Mo Salah to pick him out, little third man run late into the box, and yeah, the finish is the opposite end to me, but from what I could tell, it was properly deft, properly beautiful. And yeah, Ekitike makes it 2-0 not too long after as well. More good footy from the Reds. Ekitike clinical in front of the goal, absolutely clinical. I thought he had a decent game, tired I think the second half went on, but overall I thought he was really impressive in the first, and took his goal exquisitely as well. So yeah, more plaudits for Hugo Ekitike coming out of that one. His song at the end, bouncing as well, and he was absolutely loving it, which is nice to see. So yeah, really, really positive first half. As I say, later on maybe we did just show Everton a little glimmer of hope for the second, and it carried on that way into the second half. No changes for the Reds, but a change in momentum, a change in, I don't know, our approach, tempo. I can't quite put my finger on it, but we were just not at the races really second half at all. And like I say, we just invited more and more pressure, just slow in possession. Alisson Becker a couple of times in the first half was a bit awry with his passing, and that bled over into the second as well. Just giving them hope and giving them opportunities to get a foothold in the game and maybe think there is a chink in the armour, when in reality there shouldn't have been. We were just causing our own problems and our own issues and our own chances to give Everton a hope. And I think, yeah, they just they grew into it. They grew in confidence as we allowed them to. So that is something we're definitely wary of, because they were not in the game, they were not in the fight until we showed them the door and allowed them to get into it. So frustrating from that perspective. I don't know what it is with 2-0 leads in Liverpool this season, but for some reason we seem to think it might be game over, or we just think of like, hey, cruise control now. And I get it's a long season, there's a lot of footy to be played, and reserving energy may well be important, but it's not done at 2-0. No game's ever done at 2-0. Dangerous scoreline and all that. So yeah, annoying, really annoying that we allowed them that hope, and they capitalised on it, made it 2-1. Well taken goal, to be fair. Idrissa Gana Gueye. Don't like giving Everton praise at any time really, but it was well worked goal as well to the back post, which is a route they went through a lot. Their route, generally speaking, throughout the entire 90 minutes was diagonal balls into either winger, into Beto potentially every now and then, just hoping for seconds and hoping they can get something from it, and trying to play for set pieces and long throws and all the usual suspects you'd expect from an Everton side coming to Anfield, especially one managed by David Moyes. One managed by any manager, really, if truth be told. But yeah, 2-1, and it was just all too nervy towards the end. In terms of like individual performances, I think the standouts probably Milos Kerkez, Ryan Gravenberch as well. Though from second half he was at his best, though I must admit. I thought Dom Szoboszlai had a really good game once again, but I think Kerkez probably deserves a lot of the attention and praise, because he's come under some scrutiny, myself included. I've been quite critical of his start of his Liverpool career, but I thought he was exceptional today. Whilst the goal does somewhat arise from his post, not much you can do from what I could tell from it. But yeah, I thought he was really good defensively, an attacking option, threat, some good deliveries into the box as well to boot. So yeah, I think it's probably Kerkez's best game in a Liverpool shirt. On the flip side of that, I think it might be one of Alexis McAllister's worst. And anyone who'd ever seen me speak about the Reds, and in particular McAllister, will know I don't say that easily, because I think he's a boss footballer. One of my favourite footballers. I thought last season he was one of the main reasons we were able to do what we did. Just not at the races recently, is he? And for some reason, he's just, I don't know if he just can't get up to speed and if his fitness is still hampering him or what, but yeah, I thought he had a poor game, actually, Alexis, and was taking off around the hour mark. Flavien Wirtz is probably another one worth mentioning. I don't hate being negative, just won the derby, so what's the point? But yeah, Flavien Wirtz, there's a moment where he loses possession far too easily. I don't know if he thinks he's got more time on it or what, but loses possession and then gets booked, just to sort of add insult to injury, because he tries to drag his man back and win the ball back, which is a positive sign that he wants to win it back so desperately. But yeah, he's another one who just isn't quite at his sharpest right now. But yeah, ultimately, listen, 2-1, 6 out of 6, and 5 out of 5 in the Premier League. 100% record continues. Just keep winning games of footy, keep finding ways to win games of footy. This wasn't reserved in terms of the fact that we needed yet another late goal, but yeah, it was still one of those performances you look back on and go, did we need to make it quite so edgy, quite so nervy late on? Because we were getting with far the better team, absolute dominant force for the most part of the game, until for whatever reason we just switched off and let them think they could get something out of it, when in reality they were third best in a 2-horse race. Like, when it comes down to it, when you actually look at the football that was played on the day, they should never have been anywhere near us. We should have either been out of sight or just dictating the entire game from 2-0 and potentially making it 3-4 in the second half, and just never came to pass. And I think we are our own worst enemy for that, if I'm being honest. And that's probably the one thing I'll take away negatively from today, is the fact that yet another occasion whereby we've given teams hope, and we shouldn't be doing that. We should just be bullying teams, dismantling teams, and giving them absolutely not a glimmer. But anyway, yeah, all's well that ends well, once again, which is probably the most used saying of this season so far. So I'm in heavy traffic here. I'm going to try and not get run over while I'm talking to you all. Yeah, I'll start to wrap up anyway, because like I say, it is 100% record continues. We are top of the Premier League. David Moyes cannot beg, borrow, buy, cannot do anything to get a win at Anfield. Doesn't even get a point at Anfield today. Everton Football Club, all stadium, no points. But yeah, ultimately, jobs are good and could be better, but wins a win. Merseyside derbies, wins are even sweeter. Ekitike was boss, Fulkerques was boss. More Alexander Isak in our lives. Not got loads to complain about, have we, let's be honest. Until next time, really raining now. Up the Reds.